Hey everybody! Today we're talking about visualization and moving past the trauma that you have experienced, and maybe some of that trauma you've been holding on to and you can't get free from it. So it's causing a lot of anxiety, depression, self-doubt, unbelief in yourself. You're walking around with physical pain, emotional pain, mental pain, and you're looking for things to help you move past it, and everything you've tried hasn't helped you. What I use all the time is visualization. Visualization helps move you through that trauma, and it's the mental reps of retraining your brain to see yourself moving past the trauma of whatever that event was, and replacing that trauma and the triggers that keep on reacting the trauma and replaying the trauma in your mind, replacing those triggers with something more meaningful and more powerful. Now, replacing a trigger takes consistency and visualization, and you have to practice this in the moments of when you're in that trauma. So for example, like last week, somebody hurt me, they were yelling at me, they didn't want to compromise, and they were really cruel and hurtful towards me, and I was trying to compromise and maintain my ground and be at peace and lead with clarity and certainty and plead my case. And we've all experienced this. People that we work with, people that we're married to, relationships, friends, people that we just don't get along with. So what I did is I kept on replaying the trauma and the arguments in my mind, and I'm like having these arguments in my mind constantly, and it's pulling me down and it's preventing me from thinking clearer. So what I ended up doing was I said, look, I'm going to reframe this by saying to myself that, look, that was a one-time event. You're safe now. You can move past that, and this is where you're moving towards. So I gave myself the time to accept that, right? Process it, say, okay, you're safe now, so allowing myself to feel safer in my body and the experience, and then now it's time to move on. And then painted a brand new picture of the future, where I'm moving towards. Because oftentimes we keep on replaying that and we never really move past it, and we don't move through to the brand new picture that's waiting for us. So visualization helps you go through those mental reps to clear out the junk in your mind that you keep on replaying, that's preventing you from moving towards where you ultimately want to go, feel, do, and become. All right? And when you have that clarity in your mind and you're releasing this trauma, your body feels better. You don't have the mental and the physical pain that comes with the stress. There's physical pain that comes with anxiety and stress and depression. It physically affects you, and it mentally affects you, and it wears you out. And that's why a lot of people don't have the energy or the patience to deal with life's challenges, because they keep on replaying all of the trauma and the baggage that they've been encountered in their life, and that baggage has weighed them down. So the mental reps that you go through is a good way to do that. You have to move your body when you do this. So I do this when I'm training, right? For example, today I'm running and I'm 6 miles into it. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna run another 2. And I have these triggers that I use when I'm training. And these triggers help me get my mind into this place where it's time to do the work, and I can unlock total clarity and certainty that this is what I'm doing, and I'm in this space, and then nothing else matters. And these triggers are, maybe it's spitting, maybe it's a arm gesture, maybe it's tightening up the abs, maybe it's pulling the head back, right, to tighten up the form, maybe it's thinking about the finishing line or past the finishing line, so it takes me out of the moment of what I'm going through. And those triggers help pull me and my body and my mind into this place where it's time to perform. You can use those triggers in business, you can use those triggers in your relationships, you can use those triggers in influencing people with just simple keywords. Like for example, if you watch my Instagram stories, I always say rise and shine champion. That's a trigger that says to myself, look, you're a champion, rise and shine, now it's time to dominate, now it's time to put in the work, and there's no excuses. That trigger first thing in the morning tells me and my brain that, look, we're operating with total certainty that you're a champion. You're not a victim, you're not less than, you're not behind, you're right where you need to be, and now it's time to work and put in the work. And there's no excuses, you got to figure it out and get shit done, basically. So while you move that in your process in your body, in training, in the hard moments, in the hard places where you're at, your mind remaps itself and you replace those triggers and those emotional traumas that have been depleting you, and you replace it with more powerful meanings and triggers in your life. So I hope that really helps you. I hope I didn't make it all screwed up and you don't understand. But if you need to practice this every day. Always practice this every day, because this is not a one-time event. So get after it, guys. Live free, live amazingly.